Hello, welcome back to the Nook. I made some framed art and I think it's good now. I just wanted to create that happy space where I could talk with you in a quiet, peaceful setting and not have chaos erupting around me, whether it's the noise in the air from the planes, ambulances, sirens. It's in our daily lives and it's noise. There are a lot of people in this world that strive their hardest and they do things to achieve success and they never make it. They're constantly struggling. They're constantly, in their opinion, failing because they're failing their goals. They're failing at what they want. But in a lot of cases, and not everyone, but in a lot of the cases, what I see isn't necessarily a lack of trying or a lack of consistency. It's something deeper. And to understand that, we're going to unpack it. When people set their goals, they can either tell themselves, hey, I want to meet this goal, or hey, I want to achieve this. You know, it could be, I want to buy a house, or it could be, I want to get a promotion at my job, or it could be weight loss. Any goal that comes to mind. But for many people, the problem isn't within them. They are usually not the reason they can't achieve success. They're trying hard, they're putting themselves out there, they're saving money, they're exercising. Then what is it? What is stopping them from achieving their ultimate goal? And I can shed some insight into this. So, if you are having trouble achieving a goal, I want to see if this relates to you as well. Let me know in the comments if what I say rings true with you, because it's fixable. One time I was walking down the street and I had just come from playtime with my children at the local play space. The town offers play space here that's safe for babies and parents, and you can go in, and for a membership fee you can do tumble time and all. And this is years ago because my kids are grown. And afterward I was walking down the street going to the park with them, and a woman stopped me and she said, hey, don't I know you from play space? I said, oh yeah, you do, you look familiar. And she said, where are you headed? Kind of made me feel a little uncomfortable because I'm introverted, believe it or not. But at the same time, mom, little kids, I'm in the same boat. And it's not always a bed of roses when you have little kids. Sometimes you're isolated, sometimes you just want a friend. So I said, oh, I'm headed right here to the park. And she said, can I meet you there with my children? I said, absolutely. And we get there. I was on foot, she drove, and I had the bags packed. I had the juicy cups packed. I had the snacks packed. I had the Cheerios in the little containers. All that, all the stuff that moms do when they're taking their kids out to the park, and you want to make sure they're nourished and you want to make sure they're hydrated and whatever, diapers, wipes, all that good stuff in the diaper bag. And there it was. And it was a very hot day. The mother, she saw that I was getting a sippy cup out for my youngest, and she said, did you bring enough to share? It's not my job to bring your child a snack. It's not my job to bring you or your family nutrition. That's your job. You're their mom. I'm my kid's mom. You're their mom. So I did have extra. Because it was a hot day, I wasn't going to let her little kids go thirsty. So of course I offered them a juicy cup, bottle, whatever I had on hand at the time. And that's my point right there. People rely too much on others instead of getting it done yourself. Now, this may be hard for some people to hear, and I'm saying it in the most kind way possible that I know how. But people rely on people. And when you rely on people, you may be disappointed. that you didn't get the outcome you were expecting. So what makes a person fail? Well, you're trying everything you can. You're exercising to lose weight. You're working as hard as you can to get that promotion. You're saving as much money as you can to get that house. But what is holding you back? You take your day planner, your calendar, whatever agenda book you keep, or if it's a phone program, an app, whatever agenda you keep. Go through it and look. How much time are you spending with other people? Now, some people say, well, it's healthy to have a social network. It's healthy to have friends. It is. But too much of anything is not healthy. So in my experience, what I've noticed is that people spend too much time on other people and don't spend that time on themselves. So if you're being held back and you can't figure it out, you can't put your finger on it, you can't understand why you're not solving your problem or why you're not losing the weight, consider the person trying to lose weight. Are they going to the gym? Are they exercising at home? Are they walking around the block? What are they doing? Are they keeping a journal of it? You know, are they writing it down? Okay, I exercised for 30 minutes today. I exercised for 15 today. Whatever the case may be. But then look at how much time you're spending with people outside of your circle. I'm not talking about the people in your home life. I'm talking about friends and people in your exterior circle. So take a look at that. You spent 15 minutes with Jane or Jim, and I'm making these names up, by the way, it's hypothetical. You're spending your 15 minutes there. Could you have spent that 15 minutes walking? Maybe next time, invite Jane or Jim on your walk. What are you spending the time with Jane and Jim doing? Are you spending the time with them gossiping? Are you spending the time with them, having a coffee? What is it that you're spending the time doing? Is it on the phone? People get stuck because they rely on other people. Years ago, it was the case where we didn't have internet. So older people, like my parents and my grandparents, they would get together at each other's houses. They would have poker night. They would play bingo. They would play cards, all kinds of card games, because we didn't have internet at the time. There were no TV stations. There was no YouTube. It wasn't like it was today. The entertainment was slim. Even if you're a social butterfly, hardly anybody ever gets together anymore at each other's houses. So take that for example. Aunt Jane might be looking for companionship, but she knows she has to drop 20 pounds because her blood pressure is high. So this is where you get stuck. You want to drop the weight, but you also want to talk to your friend on the phone. But you can have it both ways. You can go to the park, you can talk to your friend on the phone while you walk, or you can invite your friend with you. That's one example. Instead of sitting at home thinking about how you can't lose weight, but that extra 15 minutes was spent talking to your friend every single day instead of being productive with your time. And I'm not advocating to hustle every single second. That's not what this is. It's just showing you how to adjust your schedule and advocate your time to what you want to accomplish. Just like saving for a house. Some people say, well, I'm going to cut out, any entertainment such as eating out or buying that Starbucks or, going over here for a latte every day. I'm going to stop getting the breakfast sandwich at McDonald's on the way into work. Some people do it that way. But then your friends, hey, we're going over here tonight. You want to go? Hey, we're going bowling. Hey, we're going skiing. Hey, we're going here, there, everywhere. And you really have to take a look at the time you're spending with people and the time people take away from your ultimate goal. And again, I'm not advocating saying don't have friends. I'm not saying that at all. But your friends have to be prioritized according to your goals. Your friends and your social life have to be prioritized in order to make that goal. Now, the next one I'm going to talk about is success. I've been successful. I've been there. And how I did it. I limited time. I'm not talking about limiting time with your family either. I'm not saying come home at 8 o'clock every night and skip dinner because you're too busy at work. That's not what I'm saying here. What I'm saying here is I skipped the things that would distract me from my goals. I wanted to make a certain amount of money. I worked to get there. I had a goal. I had a reason to work so hard, and I did it. And I avoided the distraction. I didn't search out things to do. I planned my month in advance. I knew I had to get so many projects done for work. That came first. Then, if I had time left, I spent it with the friends. More often than not, I didn't. Do I regret it? No, I don't. So I'm telling you this from the other side, telling you if you limit the time that you spend with people outside of your circle, and I'm not saying limit the time with your grandparents, though that's important. You should be scheduling more time with your grandparents. But I'm talking about, limiting time with people outside of your circle who don't share the same dreams, don't share the same goals. I'm talking about your friends or other people, coworkers, friends, things like that, okay? If you were invited to 2 weddings on the same Saturday, you probably wouldn't make it to both, right? You'd have to tell one of them, I can't come. I already have a wedding I'm going to. So this is what I'm talking about. When you have goals and you want to reach them, it's not going to make sense to schedule all these extra activities when you can't reach your goal. You have to limit that. You have to limit the social aspect as much as you may not want to. In order to achieve your goals, you have to pick and choose carefully what you do. And then how does this relate to social media? It might be somebody that just wants to make extra cash doing a side hustle. And they watch a video, but they don't just watch the video. They go into the comment section. When they're in the comment section, drama erupts. And now that person spends the next half a day or the next day insulted, or they spent the next day or half a day not being able to focus because something upset them. This is true advice. Don't let anything rock your world. If you watch a video on something you're interested in because it's going to help you ultimately, don't be distracted by the noise under the video. Don't go into the comment section and get wrapped up in the negativity and the drama. Focus on you. What did you go to that video for? You went there to find out how to do this side hustle, or you went there for some advice. It's okay to comment, but walk away. In fact, in some cases, don't even comment. Just watch the video. It's not productive to get wrapped up in the drama because it takes up too much headspace. And when it takes up headspace, you don't fulfill your goals. I hope this video was helpful to someone out there. Please let me know in the comments section if you learned anything from here and if you'd like to see more content like this. Thank you so much for watching today.